channel. This is Aisha and Yaz here again, and be sure to like and subscribe and view our website at bridalbibleweddings.com.au.
So we have a very exciting topic for you guys today. Top 11 budget saving tips for brides. So let's just get straight into it.
Why not?
Number 1 is cut your guest count. So think about who's been in your life for the past 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is. Think about who you want to invite.
Yeah, keep it simple, keep it small.
That's right. And I know that I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, but you can't fit 200 people into a $10,000 budget. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So when it comes to plus ones, only invite plus ones that are either married or engaged.
Yeah, that's
if they're
fair.
boyfriend and girlfriend and you've never met them, cut them. You can't
Not
come.
invited. Tip number 2 is stick to your budget. I know it kind of sounds simple, but it's just really not. You know, if you have a $4,000 budget allocated to photography, do your best to stick to it, because once you start adding $100 here and there on every other vendor, it just completely
blows out the budget. Tip number 3 is do it yourself. So whilst this is a good tip, don't try and do everything yourself. I would probably suggest maybe doing a 40-60 rule. So 40% do it yourself. Ask your family and friends to help out with invitations and props and things like that. And then leave the 60% to the professionals, the people that know what they're doing. Otherwise, you're just going to get overwhelmed and it's all going to be too much.
Tip number 4 is to expect the unexpected. And by this we mean unexpected costs. There are going to be unexpected costs that you did not budget for. Trust us when we say that's why it's really important to just include a little bit more in your budget for those things that you just didn't think about. Like, what are some examples? Like, for example, getting your wedding dress altered or...
And maybe a veil. Maybe you thought that you didn't want a veil and then it turns out you do.
Yeah.
Even things like wedding shoes, wedding accessories, jewelry,
There's always
earrings.
something that you haven't thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tip number 5 is keep your bridal party small. Now for us, that's a breeze.
Yes.
But for some of you ladies out there, you might have 15 you might have 15 best friends that you all want to be your bridesmaids. And it's expensive when you think about hair, makeup, shoes, jewelry, dresses. It all adds up. If you're going to do the whole will you be my bridesmaids box, it's going to add up. So think about these things when you're trying to stick to your budget.
Tip number 6 is to skip the save the date cards and just arrange to send your wedding invitation just a little bit earlier. That will give everybody enough notice and then voila, you saved on save the date cards.
That's right. Tip number 7 is reuse your florals. Now this may or may not be possible depending on your florist and depending on your venue. But ask the question. It's not going to hurt to ask the question. If you have a beautiful floral arbor that's attached to your archway at the ceremony, find out whether you can reuse that at your reception table as part of your masterpiece on your bridal table.
Great idea. So tip number 8 is favors. Nobody cares about them. Ditch them. They're expensive. And do you know what? 50% of the people don't even take them home. No.
They're drunk. They're gonna leave. They're not gonna say, oh, I need to run back for my little mints.
Yeah, exactly.
My packet of mints.
Save the money, guys.
Tip number 9, dessert table. Consider doing a dessert table rather than a whole 3-tiered cake that's going to cost you $500 upwards. They're easy to eat, they're easy to serve. If you do a whole cake, you have to pay staff to cut, plate and serve the cake. I suggest still doing a little cake to have the whole cutting of the cake images from the photographer, but when it comes to the whole big masterpiece thing, you don't need it.
Tip number 10 is alcohol. It can be expensive, so we definitely suggest just keeping it basic. Wines and beer, and then you can always have a cash bar for people that do want spirits.
Okay, tip number 11 is invest in a wedding coordinator or planner. Now, you might have thought, what is she talking about? Like, that's just another thing that I've got to pay for. However, they could be your biggest investment and the best way to cut costs and to save money. They're the professionals. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. They know how to save you money. They know where to invest money in the right places. So really consider hiring a coordinator or a planner to plan your wedding. So that concludes our top 11 budget saving tips for brides.
So be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in our next video.
It's a waste of Australia's Post time. They don't care. Australia Post does not care about the save the date card.
Exactly.
It's gone. Bye. Bye, Felicia.